Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm Jerry Sarmiento, transmitting from beautiful Cypress in northwest Houston, Texas. And I love Houston weather. This is just amazing. Yesterday we were in the freezing range of the low 30s. This morning we woke up at 29 degrees Fahrenheit, which is below freezing. And right now it's 20 minutes to 1 on our glorious Thursday in January 2013. It's 57 degrees or 12.5 Celsius. Amazing weather. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is not wine, not cooking, no recipes, no any of that. I want to talk about the business of the restaurant, and I'm using Mesanote and or Piqueo as an example, but applies virtually to any restaurant out there. I want to dispel the myth that restaurant owners are millionaires. I don't know if you ever heard the term. If you want to start in the wine business and you want to make $1 million, you have to start with $2 million to get down to $1 million. The restaurant business takes a couple of zeros less than that, but nevertheless it's about the same. If you want to make $1 million, you have to start with $2 million. It's a very satisfying business, but it's a very hard business, as some of you may suspect. I have asked some people out there that, you know, out of every dollar that we sell, how much do we keep? And I'm not surprised to consistently hear people thinking that we keep 30 cents of the dollar, 25 cents of the dollar. I wish we did. But that is not the case. We're blessed with this business that we love, but it is a business that requires a lot of caution, a lot of hard work, a lot of looking after what you're doing. The other day I have a friend customer. I was actually not surprised to hear this. This is a rather well-educated, professional, intelligent person who asked me the question of, you know, I can buy lamb chops at Costco for XX dollar amount. How come you charge so much for your lamb chops if I can buy them at Costco and cook them at home? That is a good question, and you know, for us restaurant people, we may think it's a stupid question, but it is not, because it requires a little bit of understanding the business. So that's what I want to talk about today. And it's not for you to feel sorry for us, because by any means we are not suffering. We are working really hard to make it successful, but it's really nice if you have an understanding of what goes on behind the scenes. So for that, I have gathered 100 pennies, which is $1, and I'm going to start subtracting from there, from all our major, actually not even all of our expenses. So you have a little bit of idea how much do we keep of that dollar. So with that, let me get it started. Okay, so for this exercise I have set up little stacks here of 10 cents each. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 100 pennies, 100 cents to make up $1. And out of these, how much do we keep? So I'm gonna first start by saying that this is clean money, meaning that we have already paid out our tips, which I'm happy to report that we are hovering in the area of 19 to 20% tip from our customers to our waiters, which is a wonderful indicator that everybody is satisfied and we're providing good service. And then taxes. We have also taken taxes out of this whole exercise. We pay 8.25% on taxes, which is a pass-through for the food, but then on the liquor we have to pay the comptroller's office 14%, which is not a pass-through, so that's a real tax cost for us. However, I have not included that here, so we don't have any tips, any taxes. This is a clean $1 of sales. Okay, so let's start with cost of food, which is probably one of the trickiest and most difficult things to control in a restaurant environment. Our cost of food is between 25 to 30% of our food. So the cost of food as a percentage of the sales of food is between 25 to 30%. Now the cost of food as a percentage of overall sales is about 19%. So let me subtract 19%. That's 10 cents, and we're going to leave 1 cent here. So we took out 19 cents for the cost of food. Then we have our cost of liquor, which is about 36% as percentage of sales of liquor, which includes wine, beer, and liquor. However, as a percentage of total sales is about 12%. So let's take 12 out of here. That's 10 from there. We're going to take this one that we had left over, and we take one more out of here. So we have 9 cents left there. Everybody else still 10. Okay, so we took care of the cost of food, the cost of liquor. Then we have to process credit card payments. Some are more expensive. American Express is way more expensive than others, than MasterCard or Visa. Our average is about 4% of our sales go out to pay processing fees of credit cards. So let's take 4 cents or 4% out of here, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of there. That takes care of the credit card. Insurance, we need to be insured. The building has to be safe in case there's a disaster attacks or God forbid something bad happens. That is relatively speaking minor expense at 1 cent. Okay, relatively speaking, but that's 1 cent out of the dollar every month that we have to pay. Then another small, relatively speaking, a small expense is the linen. Buying all. Getting all those towels for the kitchen so they can cook, getting all those napkins in the front of the house, and tablecloths, wherever we have tablecloths, etc., etc. That takes another 1 cent every month out of that pile of money. Okay, so we have taken care of our linen. Then marketing, of course, we need to take care of marketing, even though we rely mostly on the word of mouth from our friends to other friends in the neighborhood. We still do a little bit of marketing, but most of our dollars go out in terms of marketing as tapas nights and special nights. Some people ask us, how can we charge so little for a beautiful tapa plate? It's because it's marketing. We use our marketing money. If you try it and you love it, you'll come back to try it another day. So it is a marketing expense for us. And we spend in marketing about 4% of our sales. So let's take 1, 2, 3, and another cent from here, 4. So far so good. Okay, not too bad. Now let's go to our rent. Well, our rent is a big chunk of change, and we pay about 13 cents out of every dollar in rent. Okay, how much we have here? We have here 10 cents. We're going to take 3 more out of this pile. That's our rent. So far so good. Wonderful. Now let's take utilities. Utilities is also could be big 1 month versus the other. On average, we spend about 7 cents out of every dollar in utilities. And depending if it's summertime, our ACs go full blown. The electric bill goes all the way up. Sometimes it doubles from normal. In winter time, we have to crank up the heat. Of course, our cooks have to cook, so we spend a lot of gas, and the dishwasher washes tons of dishes. We have a lot of water expense. So, but utilities in average is about 7 cents out of a dollar. So let me see how much I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here one more. We have 7. Okay. Okay. So far so good. This looks pretty nice. But wait a minute. We haven't paid anybody yet. We have to pay our chef, our cooks, our waiters, our hostesses, our runners, our busboys, our dishwasher, our manager, our assistant, etc., etc., etc. So there's a lot of money going out there, and of course we have to pay taxes on top of that, Social Security, payroll taxes, etc. Well, our payroll is a whopping 34% or 34 cents out of every dollar. So here we go. What looked good before starting to not look that great. That's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cents left. This is what we have left. Of course, I don't think I'm going to be able to buy my Porsche anytime soon. And also, you have to keep in mind there are things I haven't accounted for here. There are maintenance, you know, the washer machine is gonna break, the air conditioning unit is gonna break, the grease strap needs to be maintained. You know, there are on and on issues. So these 5 cents that we try to accumulate, 5 every month for emergencies, they can disappear at any minute. So this is the view of how the monies are distributed out of every dollar in a restaurant. Okay, I hope this was of interest to you. This is obviously based on our operations at Piqueo and Mesanote, but I can assure you that every other restaurant is operating under very, very similar basics or principles. Some have more zeros in their numbers. They are larger restaurants, much larger than us, and some are smaller than us and have less zero in their operations also. But this is the way it really works. You know, cost of food, cost of rent, cost of labor, insurance, maintenance, utilities, you name it. So again, you know, if you want to make $1 million in the restaurant business, you better have 2 to get down to 1 million. But at the end of the day, it's the satisfaction of doing something that you love, something that you truly, truly enjoy doing, and that's what makes all the difference in the world. So with that, I'm gonna leave you now and wish you the best in 2013, and cheers from Cypress, Northwest Houston, Texas. Bye now.